हाँ दोस्तों, आज की वीडियो में बात करने वाले हैं सीए आर्टिकलशिप का जो इंटरव्यू होता है उसको किस तरीके से क्रैक करना चाहिए। उसके लिए मॉक इंटरव्यू करेंगे लक्ष्य अरोड़ा के साथ। उसके अंदर हम बताएंगे कि किस तरीके से क्या क्या क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा सकते हैं। और ऑलरेडी एक वीडियो बना रखी है सीए आर्टिकलशिप के ऊपर जिसके अंदर एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर आए थे मेरे साथ एक बिग 6 फर्म के। अगर आपने वो वीडियो नहीं देखी है तो आप आई बटन पर क्लिक करके देख सकते हैं। उन्होंने उसके अंदर पूरी गाइडेंस कर दी थी कि एक सीए आर्टिकलशिप के लिए किस तरीके से इंटरव्यू देना चाहिए, क्या क्या चीज़ें देखते हैं, एक जो टेक्निकल जो एक मैनेजर होता है वो क्या क्या चीज़ें देखता है, पार्टनर क्या चीज़ें देखता है, किस तरीके से सिलेक्शन का प्रोसेस होता है। तो काफ़ी अच्छी उन्होंने इनसाइट्स दी थी उसके अंदर। तो आई वुड रिकमेंड टू यू कि आप एक बार उसको देख सकते हैं जाकर। और अगर आप सीए फ्रेशर हैं तो ऑलरेडी एक इंटरनल ऑडिट और स्टैट्यूटरी ऑडिट के ऊपर एक वीडियो बना चुके हैं, वो भी आप आई बटन पर क्लिक करके देख सकते हैं, वो भी आपको मिल जाएगी। उसके अंदर मॉक इंटरव्यू के बारे में डिस्कशन कर रहा था। और बाकी यार चलते हैं वीडियो की तरफ और देखते हैं इंटरव्यू को। Hi Lakshay, how are you?
Hi Tushar, good morning. I'm good.
So you are here for the internal audit interview. So why you think like you should be in internal audit?
So I think internal audit gives you use your creativity and go beyond the compliance part and all. So you can use your creativity to find new points which are not found in last quarter and so on. So I think internal audit is a good part to have a good exposure.
So what do you understand by internal audit? Like what do you think? What you will do when you will be joining in our firm or in any firm as an article? So what do you think? What will be your role? What will be you doing?
So for guidance, I have talked to my seniors. So they told me that internal audit I have to check the whole process of the company. So first I have to understand the process, then I have to find the risk in the process and the controls which are already there and which can be recommended to the organization. So I think it's a good experience for them.
So do you have any idea about the internal audit process? It's just not, I am not asking because I know you are just starting your career. So if you have idea like what is the process, how the internal audit is conducted?
So I have the slight idea. So first I think we have to understand the process and SOPs of the client, and we have to kickstart the meeting with understanding process. Then what will be the risk and what can be the prospective or future what are the future risks, and what are controls already there, and what will be the gaps, and on the basis of that we recommend controls, and what will be the effect of those gaps on the entity.
Okay, great. So if I give you a choice like whether you want to join statutory audit or internal audit, where you will go?
So I think internal would be I will prefer. As I told you that I have to use my creativity and my critical thinking to analyze the process and found gaps in the process. So I think internal would be preferable to me.
Okay, great. So let's come to have a discussion on technical parts. So if I say, let's say you are doing an audit and there is some sales on credit basis. So what will be your entry in the books of account? What the management, what the client has to pass the books entry if they are selling something on credit?
So the entry would be customer or party debit to the sales.
Okay. So when you will pay, when you will receive the amount from the party, what will be the entry?
Entry would be bank account / cash account to party customer.
Okay, great. So and if I talk about the let's say you have incurred some of the expenditure which is required to be capitalized in the fixed assets. So what will be your entry? So and how you will treat in the profit and loss account? How you will treat that expenditure in the profit and loss account?
So entry would be fixed asset debit to first will be expenditure debit to bank, and then we have to capitalize that expense. Then we have to do a fixed asset debit to expenditure account, and there will be no effect on P&L because we have capitalized the expense.
No, but you have to pass the depreciation entry over the period.
We have to over the period, but there will be no effect on the same year. We have to do a depreciation on that fixed expense.
No, there may be a requirement to pass the entry for the depreciation in the same year as well. If you, let's say, if you have capitalized between the year,
and for the 6th month that you have to pass the entry for the depreciation.
Right. So we have to not put it whole expense in P&L. That's what I am saying.
Okay, great. So have you idea about accounting standards?
Yeah, I have an idea about that.
Okay, so what AS9 talks about?
AS9 talks about revenue recognition. So you have to check the conditions that the rights and obligation has been transferred and you have a right to receive the payment. Then you can recognize the revenue in the books as per AS9.
So what will be a condition that you have to satisfy?
So I already told you that the condition would be right and obligation will are transferred to the party, and you are able to receive the payment legally. So that you can recognize the revenue in the books.
So let's take an example. So my client's name is A, and my client is selling something to the B, and it has been agreed between both the parties. The risk would be transferred. The risk of goods would be transferred when the goods deliver to the B. So when you will be able to recognize your revenue as per accounting standard 9, when the goods dispatched from the factory or when it's delivered?
So as per AS9, I have to recognize when the risk is transferred. So risk is transferred at the time of dispatch according to the contract, as you said. So we have to recognize the revenue as on the basis of the delivery.
Okay. So if we talk about the intangible assets, so AS26. So what is the time period that you have to capitalize all the expenditure of your intangible assets? Up to what period you have to capitalize the expenditure?
According to AS26, we can't capitalize intangible asset expense up to the R&D terms. If we cannot capitalize until the intangible asset it become feasible to develop. So before that we can't capitalize. After becoming feasible, then we can capitalize the developing cost of the intangible asset.
Okay, great. So if as you know, in the audit there can be phases that you have to work late night. So it would be feasible for you, like if I say you have to be working till 12 or 1 a.m. 2 a.m. and then you are going at night and then you are again coming at 8 in the morning. So is it feasible for you?
Yeah, so as you know, for clearing CA exams you have to study around 14 to 15 hours. So I am capable of that, and I am sure I can do work in late night.
Okay, so Lakshay, I have your resume, and as I can see, your hobbies, you have interest in stock market.
Right.
So what do you know about stock market? What is stock market?
So stock market is a freely market where you can buy and sell equity. So before stock market, you can't in the past you can't sell your equities or you can't invest in a company. So stock market gives your platform basically to sell your equities to another person or other party. So basically, it provides the liquidity to the company to raise fund, and also provide the investor to sell their investments to other for a profit.
So, and what is intraday and what is delivery? What is the difference in between both these terms?
So intraday is basically when you buy and sell the stock on same day, and delivery is like you carry forward the stock for second day and you take delivery in your demat account. In intraday, you don't take the delivery in your demat account.
Okay, great. So how you see your articleship? Where you want to be after CA? What do you want to do after becoming CA? How you see yourself?
So in 2-3 years of articleship, after that I will see to clear my CA exams, CA final exams, and after that I would like to see my esteemed organization working as a professional and doing internal audit work and learning more about internal audit as well.
Okay, great, Lakshay, and I think I have a great experience with you. Do you want to ask anything from me, anything for our organization, or anything you want to ask?
So, what would be my growth in your organization? What will be the which sector or which profile I would be working for.
So obviously you are giving audit for, you are giving interview for the internal audit, and majorly there will be a there will be a so in our organization we have clients in all sectors. So if you talk about hospitality, if you talk about properties, if you talk about insurance, if you talk about banking, everything, majorly every industry audit we have. So you will be working with us in all these companies, and you will be having exposure in all these sectors. So don't worry on that part. So yeah. So Akshay, anything else?
No, thanks for taking the time to interview me.
Yeah, thank you, Lakshay. So this was about technical round. So after 2 or 3 days, you will be having a partner round as well. So once you will
Okay.
clear that round, you will be eligible for if I am okay, if my partner is okay, then you will be on board. So hopefully to see you soon. I will let you know about this interview within 2 or 3 days.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Lakshay. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Hello, Lakshay.
Hi sir. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm also good. So, Lakshay, so you have been cleared in first round. That's why you are here. So basically, I just want to ask few questions. Is it okay with you?
Right, no issue.
So, Lakshay, basically, why internal audit? Why you want to join internal audit?
I think internet provides me a good experience for articleship that gives me a base for my professional journey as a chartered accountant. So I think internet is a good exposure for me.
Okay. So, Lakshay, so you are joining internal audit. There would be
Right.
instances where client would be abusive on you. There may be some instances, because you will be pointing out on their work which they are working from 20 years, 30 years, and then you will be saying like, I have this problem, that problem, and they can be abusive with you. So what action you will take from your part? How you will deal with that situation?
I think I would take this formally and talk this about with my superior. And if the client is abusive, I think it's the best course to my superior and my senior.
So how you will vouch the samples of revenue?
So for sampling, there are different methods for sampling. For example, monetary. If we can take samples on the basis of monetary and other basis. So we have to check first that which method we have to use will be the method for client. So first we have to understand the process, and then we take sample on the basis of our understanding. For basically main majority of sample are based on amount monetary value.
So Lakshay, what do you understand by internal control? What is controls?
So control is like putting a thing to work. Basically, if there's a risk in a process, if, for example, there's a 10 risk, and you have to check whether the risks are mitigated or not. So for stopping that risk to occur, we have to put controls in the system or manually. So control is like stopping the risk from occurring.
Okay. So how you think every company should have a control, or the company, let's say, for having a turnover of 1 crore, is it required to for them to have a control?
I think control is like essential for every company because there are a lot of people working in a company. So we can't vouch for anybody. So it's better to have a control on paper, like how the things will work, because you can't see how the people are working under you. So I think if there are a lot of people, or at least if in a company there are a lot of people, so we should have controls in place.
Yeah. So but if, let's say, if the control, if the risk that I am having, that's not that much costly, if it occurred, so that's not that much costly, but if I implement the control, that's too costly. If I am having a company of 1 crore and the cost of having that control is 10 lakh rupees. So that's material amount for me, but the exposure with that risk is only 1 lakh. Should I implement?
So you have to check the cost and benefit of the control. If you have, for example, the controls can be mitigated only through implementing a software which will cost you 10 lakh, or if you have to get a software license, then I think it's better to ignore that risk. If it is it's highly costly, so you have to analyze the benefit and the cost of the implementing the control.
Right. So Lakshay, you are like my friend now. I just want to ask one situation with you. Basically, what happened? I was doing one audit, last audit, and the client has offered me 1 lakh rupees, and he told me to hide his mistake. So what should I do?
Okay.
Should I take that amount? And the amount is, I think, handsome amount, right? 1 lakh rupees. So should I take?
I don't think so, because as a professional, you have to maintain your integrity and ethics, as we have taught in our curriculum. So for us, we can't ignore our values for a 1 lakh rupees only. CA is a highly professional degree, so we have to maintain its integrity to the fullest.
Okay. So but from your part, if okay, I am 1 lakh is okay with me, but for you, we will be giving you 3,000 rupees stipend. So for you, it's like 3 years of stipend. So isn't interesting? Isn't not attracting you?
I think money is secondary. If I become a CA, I would be earning 1 lakh per month. So it's like giving my career away for only 1 lakh rupees. I can earn more after becoming chartered about. So I think 1 lakh will be negligible.
Okay. So the client, basically what's happening, let's discuss with you what's happening. Basically what's happening, I found out in that client was not taking quotation from any other parties, and basically what they were doing, they were only dealing with one party, and they are not taking the quotation from other parties. And when I found out, that there is a major difference which is prevailing in the rate which is prevailing in the market, and the rate which they are buying. So this was the point. So how you think, how they can mitigate these things? Like, what do you think? What they should do? What I recommend to them?
I think we should recommend to request 2-3 quotation from the parties or supplier. I think one quotation is not good for the company. You have to check 2-3 at least quotation until and unless you have an agreement with the supplier. So if you don't have an agreement, you should take at least 2 or 3 minimum quotations from the party, so that you can have knowledge about what the price is going on in the market, and take average price. And you have to take the price which gives you the quality which you need, and the price should be lowest, and the quality should be what you need it for making the product. So I think we should tell the client to at least take 3 minimum quotations, and then accept or order the product from the supplier.
Okay. So what do you think? What's your strength and weakness, Lakshay?
So my strengths are I can learn things very easily, and I try to read as much as book as possible. And my weaknesses are basically I try to learn 2-3 things at a time. So I don't go all in one or more things. So that's my weakness. So I think that's all.
Yeah. So I think this is all from my side. If you want to ask anything from me, then I am open for your any questions.
What will be my growth and learning in your organization?
So basically, there are some hierarchy in our firm. So the upper level is partner level, and the lower level is article that you will be joining as. So once, article at the initial phase, you would not be leading, or you would not be doing any client handling by yourself. So someone would be at the senior position, always will be with you. So whether it's any third year article, second year article, or a associate, senior associate, AM, whatever it will be. So they will be leading you at the initial stage. And at the initial stage, mostly if you will be joining us, then you will be doing the sampling part and all these initial part that basically will grow you up and will give you more challenges. And once you will have grip over the clients, over the work, then after like 6, 7, 8 months, you never know, you will be leading the client if you have that capability. And so this is about the articleship. Once the articleship would be completed and you would be ready to join us as an chartered accountant, then you will be joining as a senior associate, then AM. Then once you clear all the levels, all the hierarchy, then you will be at a partner level. So so this will be the hierarchy, and this will be your work as an article.
Okay.
Anything else, Lakshay?
Thanks for taking the time to interview me.
Yeah, thank
That's
you,
all.
Lakshay. Thanks for coming, and our HR will let you know within 2 or 3 days. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye.